This is, I guess, closet addiction. This is the third one, and if you didn't see the other ones, the reason I'm doing these is basically to help people who are in addiction and don't either want to admit it to themselves or just having a hard time with understanding what's going on. This one, I just want to put out there: self-preservation. That's the number one rule. It's the number one rule in life. Always been the number one rule: self-preservation. And I'm not saying self-preservation on you ain't got your half of the rent, so you gotta go. That ain't self-preservation I'm talking about. I'm talking about self-preservation as in your life or your liberties at stake. And this is addressed to people who basically are getting it. You know what I'm saying? They're not the one on the street, the one begging. This one is for the people who have the closet addiction, but they're at the height of their game, so to speak, or they're have such an influence on people that really they can't come public or go somewhere or talk to their doctor at this reason they feel they can't because it would affect too many other people. And that's possible. I mean, that's real. You know what I mean? If you're a politician or CEO or something like that, I can see why you wouldn't want to go into a rehab. You know what I'm saying? Or even a musician for that matter, or anything. So, but even with all that said, you still have to remember rule number one, and that's self preservation. But, so if you feel like you really can't do that, go and speak to anyone, then you're going to have to do some things to basically help yourself out, to kind of move the ball along. Because in the reality, you're in a worse situation than the bum on the street. Because if you have the money and say you're doing, like I always say, something that's going to kill you: alcohol, heroin, a host of things that kill you, but it seems like the heroin and the alcohol and the pills right now are really getting people. Meth as well. So if you're doing something like that, you're going to have to, but you're at the top of your game, you're going to have to do something to move the ball along to get you better, but not put everything at risk in your mind that's really going on. I'm just trying to look at this from a realistic point of view. You know what I mean? The first thing is this: if you are seriously not going to let anyone know, your doctor or anything like that, you're going to have to inject something into your life from the outside that's going to help you start thinking differently. Because the reality is this: every human being has the self preservation ingrained in us. And if you're doing something that's killing you, then evidently your self preservation alarm ain't going off. And that's not a good thing for anyone. I don't care who you are. So, what you want to do is A, start with something small: negative people. If you're around people or a person and you've been hanging out with them, and forget about the using aspect, because 9 times out of 10, if you're a year to 2 years in it, everybody you know is using. Try to get around people who are more positive, though. Like, it can be sunny outside, and you got that one dude to be like, it's going to rain in 5 minutes. Even though there's no cloud in the sky, it's going to rain. That person, you get $1 million, you win 1,000,002. People like that, try to start disassociating yourself from. Number two, music. Music. If at all possible, try to listen to music that don't have any lyrics. And like I said, if you've seen my prior videos, because you're dealing with something greater than yourself. And I don't want to go into that whole thing, but try, if you can, to listen to music that is calming and has no lyrics whatsoever. Okay? And then number three, and this is going to be the hardest one for a lot of people, but it's the truth. And if you're one of those people who don't want to go anywhere or talk to anyone, eventually this is what you're going to have to do to see progress. And that is every day when you wake up and every day when you go to sleep, you're going to have to read something spiritual. I don't know what religion you are or what have you. I'm a Christian. So I read the Bible in the morning and I read the Bible in the evening. Now, at first, I didn't really see a difference, but a difference was happening and I didn't realize it. Okay? Because when you start reading stuff like that and it starts challenging these bad ideas that you once had, because situationally everything's situated right here. This is what we're dealing with. What's going on right here in between these two ears. So once you start doing that, you'll start thinking more about what you're thinking about. And that's real. So if you're thinking about something negative all day or something sad all day, you will get to realize, well, this thought makes me do or feel this way or do this, but when I do this other thing, it doesn't do that. It makes me do this. You see what I mean? So if you can start doing that, I don't care what it is. At the beginning, as long as it's something that can interject a higher form of thought into your spirit, a higher form of thought. So business book ain't gonna do it. How to I don't know how to advance your career is not gonna do it. You're gonna kind of have to go to the primordial state of all this, the human being state, because no matter who you are, rich, poor, I mean, this thing is killing everybody. So really don't care. All right. So if you can do that, start reading something different and start thinking about what you're thinking about, I guarantee you'll start seeing a difference. And then you may start figuring, because once your mind starts going somewhere or you make up your mind to do something, your subconscious automatically starts making it happen. So if you're getting into your mind that I want to change or stop doing what I'm doing, and then you're doing these little things to clear your mind and get the negative thoughts out, then your subconscious will take over and you'll start it will automatically start guiding you to the right people and the right situations. And it'll help you be free of the addiction, and the whole world ain't got to know your business. You know what I mean? Because the whole world ain't got to know your business. But you cannot ignore it, because rule number one, self-preservation. And if you're 2 3 years in it and you're doing something every day continuously that is just killing you, then self-preservation, something's off. Something's off. I mean, that's just the reality of it all. All right, and that's it.